A step-by-step biochemical process that God employed for the creation of whales. Here, I will outline a biochemical process as God's method for creating whales, while maintaining a Christian philosophical perspective. Step 1. The blueprint of life, DNA, RNA, membrane and related information codes. At the heart of all living organisms are instructions for how to create that organism. This information is stored in a variety of languages and encoding systems in the organism. This includes DNA, RNA and membrane codes and systems. These systems encode the information necessary for the construction of every cell, tissue, and organ in an organism. In the case of whales, their DNA, RNA and membrane systems must have been carefully designed to encode all of the unique traits that make them the majestic marine mammals they are. From a theological perspective, God, as the ultimate source of intelligence, initiated the creation process by designing the genetic and epigenetic codes and systems of the whale. These codes and systems would contain not only the instructions for basic cellular processes but also the specifications for the whale's immense size, aquatic adaptations, and advanced cognitive abilities. Using DNA as an example, biochemically, this step involves the creation of nucleotides, the building blocks of DNA, which are assembled into the precise sequences that form genes. These genes regulate everything from the development of the whale's cardiovascular system to its streamlined body, designed for efficient swimming. God's involvement at this stage can be seen as designing the informational content of DNA, much like an engineer designs the code for a complex computer program. Step 2. Protein synthesis and cellular machinery. Once the DNA and related informational systems are in place, the next step involves the production of proteins, molecules that carry out most of the functions within a living organism. Proteins are synthesized through a process known as transcription and translation, in which the information stored in DNA is copied into RNA and then translated into proteins by ribosomes. In the creation of whales, this process would involve the synthesis of the specific proteins necessary for the whale's unique physiology. For example, the whale's blubber, a thick layer of fat that provides insulation in cold ocean waters, requires specialized proteins involved in fat storage and metabolism. Similarly, proteins responsible for hemoglobin production would be fine-tuned to support the whale's ability to hold its breath for extended periods during deep dives. From a biochemical perspective, the creation of proteins involves highly regulated processes, including the proper folding of proteins into their functional forms, ensuring that each molecule operates with precision. God's orchestration of this step can be understood as establishing and guiding the molecular machinery to produce precisely the right proteins at the right time, allowing the whale cells to grow and function optimally. Step 3. Cellular differentiation and organ development. The next step in the biochemical creation of whales involves the development of specific cell types, tissues, and organs. In an embryo, stem cells undergo a process known as differentiation, where they specialize into different cell types based on the signals they receive. For whales, this differentiation process would lead to the development of specialized tissues such as the powerful muscles that propel their massive bodies through water, the sensitive echolocation system used to navigate and hunt in the dark depths of the ocean, and the large lungs adapted for holding vast amounts of oxygen during dives. At this stage, God's intervention could be envisioned as guiding the precise signaling pathways that control cellular differentiation, ensuring that each tissue forms correctly. For example, the development of a whale's echolocation system would involve the creation of specific structures in the brain, jaw, and auditory system. This highly specialized process relies on intricate molecular signals and pathways that direct cells to form the correct tissues in the correct locations. Step 4. Morphological adaptation to aquatic life. One of the most remarkable features of whales is their adaptation to life in the ocean. Whales, like all mammals, breathe air but live entirely in water. This required the creation of a suite of morphological adaptations, each requiring biochemical and genetic orchestration. For example, the transition from land to sea required the modification of the whale's limbs into flippers, a process that would have involved changes in gene expression controlling limb development. Similarly, the whale's tail fluke, a powerful horizontal fin used for propulsion, would have required significant changes to muscle structure and skeletal morphology. God's role in this process can be understood as purposefully designing these adaptive features, programming the whale's genetic blueprint to ensure that all of these traits worked harmoniously to allow the whale to thrive in its aquatic environment. Step 5. Advanced cognitive and social behaviors. Whales are not only physically adapted to life in the ocean, but they are also among the most intelligent animals on Earth. Many species of whales exhibit advanced social behaviors, complex communication, and even evidence of problem-solving and cooperation. From a biochemical standpoint, these behaviors are underpinned by a highly developed brain and nervous system, requiring the creation of specialized neural cells, neurotransmitters, and brain structures that support cognitive function. The development of these complex brain structures would involve tightly regulated gene expression and molecular signaling pathways during embryonic development. God's design of the whale would include these higher-order functions, ensuring that whales not only survive in their environment but also engage in complex social behaviors that demonstrate their intelligence and sensitivity. Step 6. Reproduction and continuation of the species. The final step in the biochemical process of whale creation involves the design of reproductive systems that allow whales to reproduce and continue their species. Whales give birth to live young, and their reproductive cycle is finely tuned to their environment, with gestation periods lasting up to 18 months. Biochemically, this involves the orchestration of hormones, reproductive organs, and developmental processes that ensure the healthy growth and birth of whale calves. God's design would encompass not only the initial creation of whales but also the complex biochemical processes that allow for reproduction and the continuation of life. Conclusion. A purposeful creation. The biochemical processes involved in the creation of whales are immensely complex, yet from a Christian perspective, they reflect the purposeful design of an intelligent creator. While science allows us to understand the molecular mechanisms that govern life, it does not provide an answer to the ultimate cause behind these mechanisms. God, in His wisdom, employed both supernatural intervention and the natural laws He created to bring about the existence of whales, guiding the intricate biochemical processes to achieve His purposes. In this light, the creation of whales can be seen as an example of God's intelligent design, where He orchestrates the physical and molecular laws of nature in harmony with His creative will. While the exact step-by-step biochemical process remains hidden in the mystery of divine action, the complexity and beauty of whale biology point toward a creator who is both the source of life and the author of its astonishing diversity. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and comment below if you agree or would like to add your thoughts. If you would like me to respond to your comment, please make a level 1 comment directly below the video. I will respond to all polite level 1 comments even if it takes me a while, due to other commitments.